Welcome everybody, how are you doing? It's Furo here, back with more Shadowverse for you today. As usual, this video is sponsored by Cygames, the developers of the game, so give the game a try if you like what you see here. The download links to the software can be found in the description below this video. And now on to today's deck. This one is kind of a special request by one of my viewers. I'm presenting you a Control Last Words Shadowcraft deck. Nowadays most people have just abandoned these type of decks and instead going for midrange or aggro Shadowcraft, but funny enough, it is still a totally great deck type to play with a good win rate on the ladder. Plus there are some interesting new tools in the Tempest of the God expansion that are working as a wonderful addition to an already great deck. The core of the deck is of course a bunch of last words units, so units with an extra effect when they are dying. Because we are somehow trying to cheat on those effects, you will find multiple tools in this list that will allow you to get the effect out whenever you like. The star of the deck in this regard is of course still the legendary card NEPHTHYS, and as you can see on the right, there are unfortunately only 2 of her in the deck. I'm a bit stinky and can only afford 2, but if you have 3, definitely go for a third one of course. So what is the card doing? Well, if you play the big booby princess, you will randomly put followers from your deck onto the board and afterwards destroy those. With a bunch of last words units in your deck, you will then trigger those effects. That is especially great with cards like Mordecai the Duelist or the Attendant of Night. Both are spawning followers on the board after they have been killed. The second card that allows you to somehow cheat out some last words effect easily is a new card, Death Ledger. And this one is a counter amulet that will put a random Shadowcraft follower that costs less than your current total play points onto the board, and afterwards he's directly destroyed. Because you're only getting Shadowcraft followers out of the deck and only those that are as high as your total play points right now, you can somehow control what you're pulling on the board. Early on that is either the Lurching Corpse or the Attendant of Night, while later turns will bring you your strong late game cards. The only card you're probably not happy to see out of a Death Ledger would be NEPHTHYS herself, but the chance to do that is small anyway, so you shouldn't worry too much about that. The rest of the deck is a solid mix between healing and destruction, good enough to survive whatever you're facing. One deck or class that is totally able to crush you is anything Heavencraft related. Even if they are slightly using some sort of control in the decks, you will find banishing cards, and banishing is unfortunately your kryptonite. Denying every last word effect can be painful, so watch out for what you are playing. To give you a better clue about the deck, we will now play a few rounds with it on the ladder. The good news is that I'm nearly at double A1 now. The bad news is that Master is still over 10k points away, but slowly we are getting there. And thanks for watching so far. If you are enjoying the content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button. That would be really much appreciated, and we are now playing a bit on the ladder. Let's go, guys. Alright guys, so let's start here. First game, it is Shadowcraft versus Bloodcraft, and normally you can expect that the Bloodcraft player is playing kinda aggressive. So need to be careful here. We have the NEPHTHYS, which is definitely too expensive. We have a full Tempest, which is right now dealing 1 damage to each enemy follower, and Necromancy 6, he would deal 3 damage instead, so that is of course only happening later in the game. But nonetheless, Full Tempest might help us here a lot. Lurking Corpse could be fine if we get for example, a soul conversion here, if we can somehow kill the Lurking Corpse otherwise. And I would say we are just keeping those 2 cards. Getting a Lyrial Celestial Archer, so if we evolve the Celestial Archer we can deal 1 extra damage. That might be very helpful here against the Bloodcraft if he's really going aggressive. Normally he should. So we're just dropping a Lurking Corpse probably on the board. We'll also play the Celestial Archer, have to wait and see what he's doing. So with the Ambling, it's kind of aggressive start, so we might just play the Celestial Archer here. Or even the Unicorn Dancer. That's even better. So if he's dropping the Blood Wolf next turn, what he needs to do is trade into the Unicorn Dancer here. Otherwise, if he's just going for the face, we're healing back anyway. It's not helping too much. There's Vanya, which is also fine. So he's pushing 1 damage in the face, we're just healing back to 20. And what we can now do is, for example, drop the Grimnir. Otherwise I would have probably played the Undying Resentment that is dealing right now 2 damage. Necromancy 2 would be then 4 damage instead. But with the Grimnir here, that is just better because we can play on curve, so Grimnir is coming. Good enough against Vanya. Only problem might be if he is creating some Forest bats now on the board, then he's dealing an extra 2 from the Vanya. That's just the Vampire Noble. Totally fine because we can kill the Vampire Noble here without a problem. So still at 20 life. We are now dropping Let's see. I guess Undying Resentment it is. Yeah. So gonna kill the Vampire Noble. We are killing Vanya. This one is going down. So no forest bats for him. Down to 17. And we're also dropping the Lurching Corpse. Because we just got the Urt here. And with that we can destroy a follower and return it to play. So we can just target the Lurching Corpse. Lurching Corpse is destroying a random enemy follower as a last word effect. And that means he's then killing one of the units that is on the board. Plus we're just spawning the Lurching Corpse again. So that's definitely helping us. And that should help us to clear the whole board. Yeah, that's Belphegor, which means now he's going down to 10, because Belphegor is just pushing him down to 10 if Vengeance is not active. He's evolving Belphegor, so extra 6/6, killing the Grimnir. We're just pushing 3 in the face here, so he's down to 7, and we're using the Urt to kill the Belphegor, which is excellent. So 3 in the face. Could even evolve here, to be honest. How we do that would be kind of aggressive. And let's keep the evolution points for now. Let's just wait a bit longer. So just gonna drop the Urt. He's losing Belphegor. And let's see what he's doing. He now can activate some crazy effects because Vengeance is active. So might be getting some cheap stuff here out. Like the Dark Air Gemma, so that is giving him 2 units on the board. Urius and the Blood Wolf. He's evolving the Dark Air Gemma. What are you targeting? The Unicorn Dancer and 2 in the face. But I mean, already down to 7. So not much missing. If we just evolve it, that is 5. That is 6, sorry, that's not 5, that is 6 then. That's definitely a possibility. Otherwise we have the Foul Tempest. Unfortunately right now we have not enough. Probably... Yeah, how about just Celestial Archer? Then we're killing the Wolf. We are taking care of the Dark Air Gemma. We are evolving the Celestial Archer. Then we can kill the Urias if we like. And we could also just go for the face, so that's also a possibility. I guess we're trying for now. So Blood Wolf going down. Dark Air Gemma going down. And I'm really not sure if we want to kill the Urias here. That's only a 1/3 at the moment. Might just go for the face, to be honest. We might then... I mean, next time we're going for the Foul Tempest anyway. He's clearing something on the board. We're getting 1 Necromancy, so yeah, let's just go for the face. Down to 3. If he's just attacking with the Urias here, that is not helping him too much. Dark General, so that is Storm. Spiderweb Imp. Which means that... Oh, now he's trading. Alright. And doesn't evolve. So we are probably still going for the Foul Tempest. Hitting the Lurking Corpse. That's going down. Urias is the only unit on the board. He's out of evolution points. We're still at 60. And just to concede, so not even in the need to play Mordecai or NEPHTHYS. Alright, let's go for game 2. And this one is Shadowcraft versus Forestcraft. As so far I only have played against one Forestcraft, I guess, because we were not seeing that many Forestcrafts on the ladder, unfortunately. But that was kind of easy, so just gonna keep the Unicorn Dancer here. We're keeping the zombie party, and that will be it. There's Ledger, yeah, fine, card. Going first here, so what we are looking forward is just up the Unicorn Dancer on 2. Lurking Corpse is also fine, but probably no need to do that early on. Especially if he's just dropping some early fairies here that we are trading, so he's not getting a bigger ancient elf. Yeah, Unicorn Dancer. Have the Pact with another god here. If we are just using that right now, we can destroy an enemy follower with 4 or less defense. But if we enhance that, we're also summoning a Pluto, which is getting the amount of attack and the defense. Lily. Now, you know what? We are just kill it here. 2 in the face. And then next turn, going for the Death Ledger. Right now, because we already have double Lurking Corpse into our hand, the chance to get the last one out of the deck is kind of low. So normally you will get an Attendant of Night now out of the deck. And we just got Zombie Party Pact. Wow. Let's go for the Death Ledger here. So, he is evolving next turn. That means if we get the last Lurking Corpse out of the deck, we are killing the unit on the board. If there is another unit, then of course the Lurking Corpse aren't helping us. So I would say we are not killing the Goblin Mage, we were just going for the face. And if that's the Lurking Corpse, there it is. So we're killing the Goblin Mage. Otherwise, with the Attendant of Night, of course, we have a 4-4 then on the board. So it would have been better to just trade here, but there was always the chance, a 25% chance to get a Lurking Corpse. And in that case, we were getting not a single point of value. He's dropping Grimnir, the War Cyclone. He's dropping a small fairy. He is not evolving. Interesting. Very interesting. So we are now from the Amulet here, we're getting a Attendant of Night. So are we... we have the zombie part. I want to get both here, I'm not sure. We want the Pluto or the zombies later.
Hi there.
Yeah, hi there, my friend. I mean, we could also just use the Lurking Corpse and evolve and keep the rest in our hand. That's also a possibility, but then we don't need the evolve points if we are just playing the Pact and the zombie party. And yeah, we are using zombie party here. Pluto, probably a bit better later. Got the Lurking Corpse. And there's the Attendant of Night. Unexpected, but it is coming. And we still have 2 evolution points. So far, opponent was also not using his. So we can just chill here a bit. It is the Will of the Forest, and he has 6 cards in hand. Yeah, 6. Which means we are still keeping our unit with 1 life. Which is good, and we will then probably just evolve here. Oh yeah, that one's coming. So let's just evolve for 6 in the face. He's then down to 10 already. And we also just dropping the Lurking Corpse here. Gives us another option to clear a unit. And if he's just dropping another Will of the Forest, we're fine. Then we're just dropping the Underworld Watchman next turn. Don't care too much. With another Will of the Forest, he can clear the board, of course. And he would still then have 1 play point left. So with that, he could get small fairy on the board. The Justice. Okay, Lurking Corpse is down. Give him 1 fairy. There's 1. Maybe he's dropping the Ancient Elf now. Ooh, just an evolution on the fairy. Interesting. So there's a trade, right? Yeah, there you go. We'll have 3 left. Could drop more. There's another fairy. And we just got another Underworld Watchman. So I'm looking forward to drop that here, to be honest. Should give him a little problem. So if he's evolving the fairy, that's not strong enough to kill the Watchman. And if he has a strong unit that is killing the Watchman, we're just killing then his strong unit. So that's good. Next turn is the Neph coming, which is giving the Mordecai, which should give us another Underworld Watchman if you're not drawing the last one. And that's a very strong board then. Probably enough to just finish the game. Fortune Hunter Fina. Okay, so we are getting rid of the Fortune Hunter, of course. He can then push 1 damage in the face with the fairy. Not too much. Goblin Mage gives him maybe a Rhino if he's getting lucky, depending on what his tag is. So we are now at 19, getting the first point of damage. Definitely Neph is coming. So there is a Mordecai. Ooh, we're not getting the Underworld. What a shame. What a shame. But still, look at the board here. There's no need to evolve right now. We can just wait a bit. He's not able to push 19 damage here. That's not happening. Or it would be very unusual because he only has 7 cards in the hand. So even if he has, let's say he has 3 Rhinos here or something like that, he cannot create that much damage. Because for that he would need more cards in the hand and a stronger board. Right now that's 3 on the board. So he could evolve, that means he has 5 on the board right now. And he would need another 14 points. Should be very hard. Possible, but very, very unlikely. He is deciding to go for Crystallia Aaron, gives him 3 life. And that's it, he's getting also 1 evolution point back here. But we will see what he's doing with that. So there's an evolution on the Crystallia Aaron, so he's probably going for NEPHTHYS, I would say. Which on the other hand means that we can just play Pact with another god, for example. So we could also just go for the Underworld Watchman. There's the last one. Underworld Watchman might be a bit safer, to be honest, than just going for the Pact here. I mean, we are if we play the Pact, we're also killing everything. But yeah, let's go for the Underworld Watchman. I mean, this one is dying anyway to the Mordecai. So also killing the Goblin Mage just to make sure that there's nothing that can kill us. We still have 13 damage here on the board. And right now it's not looking too good for him. Plus we have the Grimnir ready, that is pushing another 4 points of damage. Should be fine here. Another Goblin Mage. And if we want to drag the game a bit longer, we have always a chance to just play the third Underworld Watchman. Elfchild May. Hitting the one on the left. Okay, this one is down to 1 now. Wow, let's see if he's hitting again. No, Mordecai Duelist. But please always see damage on the Mordecai, that's the best. So he has 4 play points left. He could play an Ancient Elf. That would give everything back in the hand. Plus, of course, the Ancient Elf is getting buffed by all the units here. So then he could kill the Watchman. But of course, we are then killing the Ancient Elf and also healing back. So there is not much he can do at the moment.
You're done for.
Still evolving. Goblin Mage. And apparently the Elf here hitting the Watchman. Which means we're healing back for 1. He's losing the Elfchild. We're at 17. There's the Ancient Elf, so he's deciding to go for that. We can just clear the Ancient Elf here. No problem. Can even play the Pact with the Nethergod now. Or we're going for Grimnir. I guess we're going for Grimnir. That looks like more fun. So killing everything. Just go for the face. Which means that he is now down to, how much is it? He's at 9, so he's at 4 then. And probably the game is over now. Oh, Jungle Warden. Alrighty. Can we kill him here? Can we kill him? Probably not. No, we cannot, right? So, Pact. Oh wait, we can still evolve here, yeah. Just kill this guy. And then we have a nice little Pluto here. Evolving that. And that's the remaining 5 points into the face. Oh, there you go. Second game, second victory. So for our last game, we go for a third game, and this one will be against Dragoncraft, probably. So he's playing Dragoncraft, and most of the people are using ramps, so that will be interesting. We have a Lurching Corpse here, we have Lyrial, Celestial Archer, and with Death Ledger. So I'm not a huge fan of using the Lurching Corpse here early on against the Dragoncraft, so we are just replacing that. We are keeping the Celestial Archer, and we can also keep the Death Ledger, because there is a very decent chance that our opponent's not doing anything or not dropping any unit until turn 5 or 4, so Death Ledger should just be playable on turn 4 without any problem. There's another Celestial Archer, so we'll see. Should be a decent start here. What we can expect is that he's just using the Dragon Oracle on 2, if he's getting there, and then the Dragon Knight on 3. Also got a Grimnir here. Excellent, so let's just go for the Celestial Archer. And we're dropping Grimnir, dropping the Death Ledger. No ramp for him. That is really helping us a lot. So Grimnir, 2 in the face, he's down to 18. An early aggressive start against the Dragoncraft is always very useful. There's a Dragon Knight. Depending on what we are getting here. So we have right now a 50% chance to get the how is it called? Man, forgot the name. Not the Attendant of Night, the other one. That is killing. Forgot the name, sorry guys. But you know what I mean. So we have a 50% chance to get that unit on the board. And then we are killing the Dragon Knight. That's why I'm not interested in a trade here, to be honest. So we're just going for the face. Lurking Corpse is the name, right. Totally forgot about that. So we get the Attendant of Night, which means we have a 4/4 now on the board. Plus we are, if we kill the Dragon Knight here 1 turn earlier, he's getting the play point, and that means he would have now 5 instead of just 4. So that's why we were also not just going for an attack here. So either we're getting a Lurking Corpse, then we're killing the unit anyway, and if there's no unit on the board, you're not getting the effect. So it makes more sense to just stop the Death Ledger and go for the face. There's Rahab. So he's killing Grimnir. Can I also kill the Celestial Archer? There you go. And there's the Lurking Corpse. That's what I wanted to see. We have the Undying Resentment. So potentially we can just play that, and then the Celestial Archer here, evolve that, and push 4 on the face. Yeah, that's good. So that is 4. Celestial Archer is coming. Because we have now 1 Lurking Corpse in hand, we still have a 50% chance to get either the Attendant of Night or the Lurching Corpse onto the board. So of course we want to see an Attendant of Night here. It is one, that's great. So we have now a really strong board. Because our opponent is just at 6 play points, that is dangerous for him. Because he needs to defend here, and probably he can only kill 1 unit. If he's playing, for example, Breath of the Alamander, that is only killing 1 unit, so we still have 8 damage on the board. There's a Dragon Oracle. And we still have an evolution point, so might be very tough. Guess the game is over now. It is Grimnir War Cyclone. And so the game is still over, because we have, of course, Destruction. We can just evolve this little guy here. And with that we're winning the game. The Undying Resentment is dealing enough damage, the Pact with the Nethergod is dealing enough damage. So that was just an easy and quick victory against the Dragoncraft, because you were not playing really control, but you were going the more aggressive route, and with the small units early on you could push enough damage here that the Dragoncraft player had no chance. And with that we're at the end of today's episode, guys. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button, and I will see you then next week with a new video for Shadowverse. See you guys.